Welcome to Wholesale Roaches. I'm TJ, and today I'm going to take you through some unboxings and how to set up a feeder bin. So we've received these boxes back today. It's kind of unusual with these unusual notes, but I thought it was a good opportunity to unbox these because they're actual customer boxes and you guys can see what to expect. These are obviously going to be set up in cold weather setups. I don't know what's in these yet, so we'll find out together. So this is unboxing and what to do. All right, so this first one is a cold weather setup. I know this one has a heat pack in it. This one's a little bit interesting because it left here, it's 86 degrees here, and where it was going, it was, I believe it was actually below zero. So it's a little bit tricky, but this is a cold weather setup. All right, so when you first open it up, take the top off. A lot of times you're not going to have a cold weather setup, so it's just going to be full of Excelsior. This Excelsior is brand new Excelsior. You could use this if you're a crafting person. You'll know that this stuff can be kind of expensive. So this you can use however you want to use it. You can use it as substrate as well for your roaches, but this is brand new, fresh out of the packaging Excelsior. People sometimes ask. So here's the roaches. You can see it and going to town. This one has this one was super loaded. So you can see they definitely ate plenty. So yeah, that's good. All the roaches look happy, healthy, well fed. You also get roach chow. This order was actually an order for two. We purchased 2 orders, so that's why they got 2 pouches of roach chow, but you'll get roach chow. This you just take and put it into a container and you're good to go. This, you don't need to mix this with water or anything. We always include the Raised on Bug Burger sticker whenever we have them. Sometimes they just say Raised on Repeshy, but we always put a Repeshy sticker in. And then one of our Wholesale Roaches stickers. Got some more Excelsior. This is the heat pack, and it's still warm. So we always put a 96-hour heat pack in all of our cold weather shipments, even if they're going, next day they're going to be there. It doesn't matter. Things get delayed. For example, this one got delayed. So it's good to see that this one is still plenty warm putting out heat. Alright, so let's look at the other one here. This one I can tell it's cold weather setup as well, that's why it was sent back. But this one, whenever they're in a small package, they don't have a heat pack. So chances are this was probably going somewhere that had low temperatures, but it wasn't extreme temperatures. So whenever that happens, we just try to insulate it real well. Because it's not just the temperature, it's the time at temp. So if you can keep this from getting too cold or too hot while it waits for you to pick it up from your porch is generally what we're trying to protect it against. So this one here is a bunch of smalls. You can see they're going to town on the bug burger. Yeah, no, they're all happy and healthy. You get your Repeshy bug burger sticker, your Wholesale Roaches sticker, and your roach chow. All right, so now I'm going to give you an idea of a couple different ways to set up your feeder roaches. You can make this as complicated or as easy as you want to. You don't have to worry about all your humidity levels and your temperature staying real high, and you just don't have to worry about all those, keeping your oranges or whatever voodoo you use to make your roaches breed. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Whenever you're talking about feeders. Feeders, we want to keep it a little bit of a lower temperature. We don't want to overfeed them. The reason for that is we want to keep them the size that they are, right? If you buy smalls, you want to keep them small. If you buy mediums, you want to keep them medium. The higher the temperature and the more food you give them, the quicker they're going to grow. So just keep that in mind. So the most simple setup is to just get some sort of smooth surface bin, right? This is like a shoe box, like a 6-quart Sterilite container that I had just laying around. And then you're gonna get your roaches. If you don't want to deal with them, you know, on the top, so they'll clean to the top because of the filters. Just kind of give them a little smack. They're super hardy. You guys don't have to worry about hurting them. Okay, and then from there you just dump your whole container in. You can spread this out. If you want to get them out of here, they shake out pretty easy. They won't want to get on you. I know a lot of people freak out and they're like, oh my God, it's going to get on me. They want to stay away from you. They're as scared of you as you are of them. So if you just kind of keep shaking this about, they'll shake out pretty easy. Generally, I tell people to throw the whole thing in there. And really, you can just take this from here and you're good to go. Just make sure that this isn't up hanging over the edge like this, because they're going to crawl out and that would be bad. So this container is good to go. We need a little something to put food in. All right, so I should have been better prepared here. But you can use whatever you like for it. Open up your roach chow. If you see them flip over, give them a little help. Eventually they'll get flipped back over by their buddies, but you know, they're already kind of freaking out right now. They'll chill out after they're in here for a little bit. But boom, there you go. You're good to go. You can throw a piece of carrot in there and cucumber to keep them hydrated. The roach chow will last you quite a while, and you're set to go. So that's just a simple, easy way to do it. Now we can get a little more complicated. So there's a 3-gallon Rubbermaid container. I just grabbed a handful of jungle mix and threw it in there. You can use anything you want here. You can even use just cocoa core. You just don't want to make it too deep. The reason for that is you're going to be getting in here to get your roaches out. And if you make this too deep, you're going to have to be fighting with them. And it can be a pain, especially if you only have a couple in there. And the more roaches you have, the easier it is to deal with them. So anyway, keep that in mind. If you make this too deep, you're going to have to deal with them every time you want to pull a feeder out. All right, you can throw a egg crate in there, for them to crawl around on. I wouldn't do this though, because if you see, that's too close to the top. As high as I'd want to go is maybe here. If you have adults in here, they're able to jump pretty good. They might be able to jump up and grab that edge. So I would just, in this case, I just lay this flat in here. Use a size appropriate food dish. Sorry, that's what I had on hand. Some smalls in this one. So again, you're just gonna give it a tap so all your roaches come down. They're all stuck to the top. Dump it in. If you don't want to touch them, you don't have to touch them. You just let them go and they'll eventually knock this down. But you know, if you want to be nice, you kind of spread it out a little bit for them. Throw your roach chow in there. Bug burger over here. And there you go. So it's a little bit more complex of a one. You can get as creative as you want with these. Like I said, you can start worrying about heaters. You could use brood heaters on the edges. You could use heat pads under them. You can get pretty intricate with these, but for a feeder, it's just not necessary. You're going to be in and out of here all the time. It's probably better for them to have it minimalized. That way you're not stressing out everybody every time you need to grab some feeders. But either way, there's just a couple ideas what to do, and hopefully that helped out. If you guys have any questions, or if you have any recommendations, I'm sure we'll remake this into a better video later. I just happen to have these on hand and wanted to get something out to you guys. Anyway, let us know if you have any comments or questions. Thanks for watching.